Hello everyone, and welcome back to Whispers of Turkish Stars. I hope you're feeling great, because today's update is the kind that makes timelines explode and group chats go wild. On this November 5, 2025, the entertainment world is buzzing over news that blindsided some and thrilled others. Two names you know by heart and have longed to hear together again are at the center of it all, Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu. Yes, that duo. Take a breath, because we're unpacking everything that stirred up this whirlwind and why the entire industry is paying attention. Before we get into the juicy parts, don't forget to subscribe to Whispers of Turkish Stars and turn on notifications so you never miss our deep dives. Now, let's talk about what set the internet on fire. The word making the rounds is simple but seismic: collaboration. Not just a rumor about a photo shoot or a brief appearance. We're talking about a serious project that, if it's what people think it is, could change the current conversation around Turkish productions abroad. Here's what's surfaced so far. Multiple industry whispers point to Barış and Elçin working together on something big. Official details are thin for the moment, and as always, we need to keep our feet on the ground until statements are released. But the trail of clues is hard to ignore. The strongest hints suggest a television series, one designed with the kind of narrative scope and emotional punch that could dominate both local primetime and international streaming charts. If it's true, prepare yourselves, the expectations are sky high. Think for a second about what these two have created on screen before. Their chemistry isn't just beloved, it's studied. It's the sort of lightning that doesn't strike often, and when it does, it changes careers and rewires audiences. Elçin Sangu's luminous presence, sharp timing, and ability to carry both whimsy and quiet heartbreak, Barış Arduç's grounded intensity, those glances that carry entire monologues, the sturdy charisma. Together, they crafted a rhythm that audiences lived inside of. No one who watched them has forgotten it. Elçin's gift for complex, contemporary heroines is undeniable. She takes a character who could have been simple and keeps finding textures, giving her flaws warmth and turning softness into strength. We've seen that in spades, and we've seen how her energy syncs with Barış's calm magnetism. On the other side, Barış has become a standard bearer for layered leading men. He's equally convincing as the man who guards his heart and the man who finally risks it. Between period drama gravitas and modern romantic tension, he bridges worlds. When they're in the same frame, it's like every detail on set starts working just a little harder. That's why the idea of a reunion has sent fans into a rush of nostalgia. For those who lived through the mania of their earlier pairing, it feels like a second sunrise. For those who discovered them later, it's the arrival of a long-promised moment. The genre chatter is already everywhere. Will they return with a romance that aches and heals? Will the story swerve into a thriller with a slow-burning love story at its core? Could it be a suspenseful revenge arc wrapped around two people who still can't stop choosing each other? Or will they surprise everyone with something entirely new, sharp, contemporary, and fearless? There's also talk about the platform. More than one source hints at an international streamer circling the project, which would mean a direct path to global audiences. Turkish series have found a second home on platforms that beam stories into living rooms from Madrid to Manila. A series anchored by Barış and Elçin would immediately sit on those coveted must-watch lists. But don't count out cinema. Another thread in the rumor web suggests a feature film. While series offer room to breathe, a film gives them the concentrated, cinematic build that can turn one weekend into a cultural event. Either way, a collaboration of this scale would be a statement. Why is this such a big deal beyond the nostalgia? Because together, they represent a style of acting that travels effortlessly across languages. Their characters feel lived in, their choices are precise, and their emotional beats land cleanly on audiences who come to the story from wildly different backgrounds. If they sign on to a project, the bar rises. People begin to watch for the writing, the direction, the production design. The pairing itself becomes a promise of quality and of success. Let's zoom out for a moment. Turkish entertainment has been in a sprint for years, with stories that blend grand emotions with cinematic visuals, and performances that breathe life into familiar archetypes. The global audience has responded, building communities that dissect every frame and quote every line. In that ecosystem, a Barış and Elçin reunion isn't only a win for fans, it's fuel for the industry's continued international ascent. It signals confidence and ambition. Naturally, speculation is blooming like spring. Who is crafting the script? Is there a director known for delicate character work or a visionary who can stretch genre walls? Will the tone lean romantic, melancholic, sharp, or daring? Which supporting actors would flank them? Every new question only intensifies the appetite. If the project is a series, imagine the weekly ritual, the cliffhangers, the quiet scenes that break you, the thrill of watching their characters learn each other again. If it's a film, picture the focused emotional arc, the payoff constructed frame by frame, the moment that sends a theater into silence. Even with so much buzz, a note of caution matters. Until there's a statement from the actors, their reps, or the production team, we're treading on rumor and reasoned inference. That said, the sources fanning these flames carry weight, and the timing feels intentional. Something is moving. The pieces make sense, and the reaction has been nothing short of electric. A few whispers widen the lens. Could there be a high-profile ad campaign attached? A curated brand narrative with cinematic flair? Or perhaps a philanthropic project that leverages their visibility for something meaningful? Those ideas are floating, but the gravitational pull is clearly toward an audiovisual production that puts them back into a story together, where their dynamic does what it does best, make everything feel immediate. If you've been online in the last 24 hours, you've felt the wave. Fans are erupting with memories, edits, wishlists, and dreamcasting threads. There's disbelief, there's joy, and there's that particular kind of hope that only returns for the pairs who changed how you watch. People are talking about first meetings, last scenes, near misses, almost confessions, and the way a hand hovering over a cheek can feel like a declaration. This is the power of a screen partnership that became a cultural moment. And of course, there's the legacy they carry from their earlier work together. When Barış Arduç and Elçin Sango built that unforgettable couple, they set a standard for modern Turkish romance, sophisticated, witty, aching, tender. They led with restraint and finished with impact. That's why any new story with them arrives not as a blank page but as a conversation with the past. What happens when those faces meet again, older and fiercer? How does a new story hold the memory of the last without leaning on it? The potential is intoxicating. What could this mean for the future of Turkish productions abroad? If the project happens and soars, it becomes a banner under which more talent is discovered and exported. It proves, again, that the blend of emotional clarity and cinematic richness coming from Turkey isn't a trend, it's an international language. With the right story, the right direction, and the right platform, this could be the next breakout that carries other titles in its wake. We've all watched as Turkish series and films carved out prime real estate on streaming menus. That trend isn't slowing down. The appetite for character-driven narratives is constant, and few industries serve that appetite with such scale and heart. A new collaboration for Barış and Elçin sits directly in that current. It aligns with what global audiences search for: authentic feeling, elegant pacing, and the delicious pull of two leads who make even silence feel like dialogue. In essence, the news echoing through November 5, 2025, is a reminder of what happens when talent intersects with timing. The possibility of Barış Arduç and Elçin Sango stepping back into a shared world has wound anticipation tight across continents. Whether we're about to witness a sweeping series, a contained and devastating film, or a daring hybrid that borrows the best from both, the result is something people already want to claim as theirs. That's the strength of their synergy. That's the promise baked into their names, side by side. And here's where we leave you, for now. That's everything gathered, verified, and carefully framed, straight from Whispers of Turkish Stars. Tell us what you're dreaming of. Do you picture them in a city story pulsing with night and neon? A slow-burn romance wrapped in suspense? A second-chance love that aches before it heals? What tone, what era, what ending do you hope they choose? Drop your theories in the comments. We read them, we argue about them, and we bring the best of them back here for everyone to enjoy. If you like this deep dive, give it a thumbs up, share it with your fellow fans, and make sure you're subscribed to Whispers of Turkish Stars with notifications on so you never miss a twist in this story. The minute we have official word from the cast, the creatives, or the studio, you'll hear it here first. Until then, hold on to that spark. Some reunions aren't just news. They're events waiting to happen, and this one has all the signs of becoming exactly that. And for those asking if the magic can truly happen twice, remember this: when timing slides into place and the right script arrives, two actors can walk back into a story and make it feel brand new. Barış knows how to let silence speak. Elçin knows how to turn a glance into a promise. Together, they've already changed what many expect from an on-screen pairing. If this project lands the way the whispers say it will, it won't just be a reunion. It will be a reset of the conversation, of the standard, of how far a Turkish love story can travel. We're watching closely. Stay with us. That's today's report. Keep your eyes on the feeds, keep your heart open for the official announcement, and keep coming back to Whispers of Turkish Stars. This is the kind of story that reminds us why we all fell in love with television in the first place. It makes strangers feel known, it makes familiar faces feel new, and sometimes, when the pairing is right, it makes the world look a little brighter, one episode or one scene at a time.